All right, what's good? What are we doing today?
Oh man, we're eating breakfast before seminar today. My actual Q&A seminar. So like, there's gonna be questions and answers and posing as always. We had another broken egg because the hotel breakfast was garbage. It was no protein. So yeah, that's what we're doing today.
What is that in here? Like,
They filled it. Yeah, it's like cream filled.
Seminar time.
Hey.
It's a pretty fucking big gym. I didn't know. I've seen pictures of it in Instagram. It didn't look as big as someone Antoine showed us yesterday. Yeah, it's pretty big. It was an old church that they picked up and transferred over. He should have kept the church vibe, dude. Like a church vibe gym. Pray, preach, lift, right now.
Freddie, what are we getting into today?
We are getting into, well, first of all, I'm Ubering the one and only Mr. Ruff Diesel himself. You know, we're about the same height, but he weighs like 300 pounds more than me. So, big fan of this classic guy here, one of the best persons in the league. But we're here in the Woodlands, Texas, going to Species Gym. The first one they've opened up here in Houston. Beautiful gym. And we're going to showcase my man and talk to a lot of NPC athletes that are here. The line's huge. Awesome. So, you know, I think they're excited to see Terrence and just talk NPC and why they need to compete in our league. We are the only road to Olympia, right?
Right.
You were there, right? So there's like, I mean, I'm a stats guy. Okay. 2% of people, actually 0.2% of people in the world can actually call themselves that they've competed at the Olympic stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 0.2?
0.2. And you know how many make the top 5? 0.00075. What? And you're 0.00075. You know how many people can call themselves number 1 and 2 in the world? You're one of them. Wow. So I've been to the Olympia, I competed at the Olympia. So I fit in the 0.005. You're in the 0.00075. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, man. If everybody could do it, you know, we'd have Olympians walking across like driving trucks. That's why you've been driven to Species Gym. Oh, yeah, that's where we're getting into today. It's gonna be a good turnout. Nice. Thank you.
This is nice. Yeah, dude, this used to be a church apparently.
Whatever you learn today, go home and practice, practice, practice. This is just not for a one-day event. This is everybody that's going to be going on the stage within 2 weeks or within a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, the rest of the year. Practice this information. It's only going to make you better and better every time you step on stage.
I kind of have a two-part question. The first question I have is what goes through your head when you're on stage? And the second question I have is, do you have any tips on developing a routine?
Oh man, I'll answer the pose routine question. I'm not good with what goes on through my head because really not much. Basically, it's a lot. I think, and, you know, in my opinion, like personally, I believe that you should. The song choice is always first. If you ever watch any of my routines, I pose to the music, so I don't make up posing routines and pick music because it wouldn't line up properly, you know. With song choices, you know, obviously pick something you enjoy, but also I've learned through my experience that the types of songs and the tempo of the songs matter as well. So you don't want to pick something too slow because people will get bored on stage. You don't want to pick something too fast because you can't keep up. You'll look kind of crazy up there, you know. So something that's a little bit of both would be great. If you see a lot of my routines, they start off really, really slow. They have a pick up and they finish really slow as well. You know, it keeps people interested. And yeah, as for like the poses, pick stuff that works for you, works for your body. Don't just do poses that you saw this one guy hit because it may not work for you. And yeah, that's kind of like a general overlay of kind of how I pick my routines. Start at your beginning. You can't start too early picking your routine as well and getting ready for your routine. A lot of people need more time than they think to get everything together. And I'll say lastly, when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, study the grades. I watched this dude's dad like 100 times trying to figure out what I wanted to do and what was great. So that's kind of my opinion there. I got one last thing since no one covered the what goes to your mind. I think that when you're on stage, you should have practiced, you know, so much that you just do it. You know, you don't have to think about it. And that's kind of how I practice for hours, man. And it just comes naturally at that point. You don't have to think about, oh, what I need to do with my arms, because you know, you've done it. Your body just gets into that position, you know. The only things I may think about when I'm on stage is if they're taking the steps forward to get the posing in, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, this guy's stepping forward, let me step forward too. So I don't, you don't make me look too small. But that's really the only thing. Just paying attention to what's going on stage around you, paying attention to the judges, if they're calling something quicker or slower, make sure you're getting into the poses on time. But the actual poses you should know how to do. You shouldn't have to think about flexing your hamstrings. You shouldn't have to feel it. You shouldn't have to make sure it's there. You should know how to do that just like that.
So a lot of you guys know when your next show is going to be. The Olympia, Arnold, whatever. Some of us, we get to choose which show we're going to do. So my question is, how do you know when you're ready? How do you know when you're ready?
How about if I give you to your coach and he can tell you? Ready?
Hey, I'll tell you.
Nah.
When you're ready, you'll know it.
It's a bit of a vague answer. You know, everyone. You guys see Olympians, you see this physique. You guys see guys on the national stage. You see these physiques, and you say, "Oh, I don't want to compete until I get to that point." And I know when I started, I doubted myself a little bit more than I should have. I didn't want to compete for a whole nother year. You know, before I did, I didn't want to do a pro show until I was 180. I'm still not 180 on stage now. So I think I think just trusting in someone that you've given your believing in someone that you're giving your trust to. You know, whether you have a coach, a friend, a mentor, they should. I mean, that's probably the best bet there. Because you can always be bigger, you can always be leaner, you know. So waiting till you get to that pro physique is probably not the best idea. Just taking a shot, seeing where you stack up against other people is always the best bet. And then from there, you can kind of decide, okay, maybe I need a little bit more time to build. Oh, I'm maybe a little bit ahead of where I thought I was, and just go from there. Next will be mandatory. Yep. We're actually going to go through all of them, bodybuilding poses and everything, just for the simple fact that one, it's just good to go through everything because when you're on stage, you're going to be more conditioned, you won't be as tired because you do less on stage. Two, because when you're doing your routines, you're doing your classic poses, you need to know that stuff. You should know that. And what I mean by that is if your front doubles your best, do like an archer's, or like you can even do like this right here. If your side chest is the best, you can do like a classic side chest, you can do like an arm pose. So just kind of build a variation of whatever style looks best for you. And that's kind of an easy way to kind of think about classic poses in that aspect.
Quarter turn to the right. And left. Okay, now front left.
It's really good.
What do you think about my size?
I think a little big, man.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, making weight and getting down. Do you think
know,
just
man.
fucking push hard, or
Honestly, that would be a great question to ask a judge, to be completely frank. I mean, they're the people that are going to be judging you. But I would say, I don't know, man. Like,
my coach is? I'm not. I know you don't want to go against what a coach said or anything, but he's very much into maintaining every bit of muscle I have, and I'm still 25 pounds over national stage weight. Ooh. And I'm like, at some point we got to give up just holding on to muscle, and we got to push.
That, man. Yeah, I don't see how you're gonna drop 25 pounds and not lose any muscle. I mean, you could probably drop, 10 pounds of water, tops, and maybe another 5 pounds of body fat, but that's still another 10 pounds you gotta figure out how to drop. That'll be tough. I mean, you
you could probably maybe pull it off, but then you don't know how your physique will suffer, man. Sometimes you drop that low like that, you can't bounce back, you know, in time. It's tough, man. I would definitely ask.
Ruff, how'd it go? Give me a conclusion. How was it?
It's the best one I've been to so far. I guess people in Texas do it better.
Okay, okay.
Facts.
Nah, it was really good. Well put together, well organized. The gym's great. It used to be a church, so it's sanctified, you know. So it's good to go.
It's holy.
Yeah. So the gym owner right here.
Come on, man.
Great gym.
Yeah. Great gym. Love it. So I had a really good time, honestly, and I appreciate everybody for putting this together. And until next time.